Hey, it's From Experience. Today I want to talk about what confidence actually is, because I think most people have it completely wrong, and I had it wrong for a long time too. I used to think confidence was something you either had or you didn't, something some people were just born with, something grandiose and difficult to obtain that felt permanently out of reach for someone like me. And that belief, that confidence is something you have to be given rather than something you build, kept me stuck for years. Because here's what lacking confidence actually felt like from the inside. Insecurity running through everything. Too worried about everyone else's opinion. Too scared to say what you actually think. Too hesitant to act because of how it might be perceived. It makes you scared in everything you do. Every interaction, every decision, every moment where you could step forward, but instead you step back and wait. And I lived in that for a while. Watching people who seemed naturally confident and thinking they just had something I didn't. Some quality I was born without. Some internal switch that got flipped for them and never for me. Until I figured something out that changed everything. Confidence isn't a feeling you wait for. It's evidence you build. You need reasons to be confident, not affirmations, not telling yourself you're great, not reading about it or listening to someone talk about it. Actual reasons, things you did, things you showed up for, things you proved to yourself you were capable of. For me, it started with the gym. I showed up, again and again, even when I didn't feel like it, even when I couldn't see the results yet, even when that voice told me it wasn't working and I should just stop. And slowly things started to change, not just physically. Because here's what actually happened. I proved something to myself, that I could show up consistently for something hard, that I could change something I didn't like about myself, that the work actually pays off if you just don't stop. And that proof, that evidence that I was someone who followed through, started to build something in me. The body insecurity that had been there for years started to fade. Not because someone told me I looked good, but because I knew how hard I had worked. I knew what it had cost me, and I was proud of what I had built. And then the same process started happening in other areas. I started paying more attention to how I looked overall, my skin, my hair, my clothes, taking care of myself like I actually respected myself. And people started responding differently. More compliments, more interest, more of that thing where you can feel that people are receiving you better than they used to. And here's what I noticed about that shift. The confidence came before the external results fully arrived. Because I already knew what I was building. I already knew the work I was putting in. I didn't need someone else to validate it to know I was on the right track. And that feeling of not needing the validation, of already knowing your own worth before anyone else confirms it, that is confidence. Not the loud version, not the performance version where you walk into a room acting like you own it, hoping nobody notices the fear underneath. The quiet version, the version that doesn't need to announce itself, the version that comes from actually knowing yourself. And that's the whole thing. Confidence is just familiarity with yourself, knowing what you're capable of, knowing what you've already come through, knowing that when things get hard, you're the kind of person who shows up anyway. And you build that familiarity through consistent effort, through giving yourself real reasons to believe in yourself, not through shortcuts, not through waiting for someone to hand it to you. It doesn't have to be the gym. It can be anything. Your work, your studies, how you handle pressure, how you treat people. Any area where you commit to something and follow through long enough to build a body of evidence that says this is who I am. Because confidence that isn't backed by anything is just performance, and people can feel the difference. But confidence that comes from knowing yourself, from having real reasons to trust yourself, that's something nobody can take from you. And it starts the moment you decide to give yourself a reason to have it. If any of this resonated with you, drop a comment below. Subscribe for more From Experience. Catch you in the next one.